Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Now we've got some cool bands on the channel today, some fast-paced pop-punky stuff. We used to have a load of this stuff on the channel, but we haven't had it on too much just lately, so I'm looking forward to this today. I like this. It's all about having a great energy. So we've got 2 priority submissions in today's video, which is super nice when they can come through like that. But the first band we're going to check out today is called Win by 2. We've had these guys on the channel before. Very cool band. This is a brand new track that's just come out with a cool video for it called Canvas. Let's get it on the screen and check it out. Good sound. Hear that bass?
I shouldn't even be here right now.
Yeah.
If only I could set my mind on something else and block the way on every road that leads back to you. At this point, there's no one left to hear me. It feels like we're sinking now. Rejection stays persistent, keeps me holding still. So I pull the pin to let you in, and I poured all my gold. I'm always trying to count both ends. I wonder what a proud accident. I've learned to learn and call me sad. It's all to compare myself.
Great energy.
I just keep hanging my head and clenching my fist. Because sometimes I just feel like I can't handle it. Each passing night escapes the days that we felt alive. Most times I can't replace the feelings inside. I try to break out, but it seems that
Lots of different energies in this one.
colors are fading. The pictures I'm painting. No more excuses or games that we're playing. Stop wasting my time or you'll end up alone. It's a travesty, but honestly it kind of all makes sense. I pathologically self-sabotage all my accomplishments. This bitter pill I'm swallowing comes unrelated. I'm debating whether I should stay or not. Tonight I'm leaving. I just keep hanging my head and clenching my fist. Because sometimes I just feel like I can't handle it. Come get me out of this place. And I'm about to hit the wall. And I'll give up anything if you have me
Lots of sections in this one, and they're all great.
My eyes come back in focus and these city lights go down. I'm set to canvas every corner of this godforsaken town. It's such a shame a way I've come to find myself alone at 29. Ashamed of who I used to be. Each question passes by.
Nice thickness to the guitars as well, thicker than you might expect for this kind of music. Great drumming.
My eyes go back in focus as these city lights go down. I'm set to canvas every corner of this godforsaken town. Ashamed of who I used to be. Each question passing by.
These guys have got so many sections. absolutely 10 out of 10. And I mean this when I say this, that is as good as any pop punk track I've ever heard. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And actually better than most pop punk tracks that I've ever heard, because it had so many sections in there. This went from a new section to a new section to a new section to a new section all the way through the track. This wasn't a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro track, you know, which is a typical format for pop punk. Absolutely superb track. All the sections sounded great. They all had a different energy and different vibe to them. The vocal were changed on them as well, so they felt different and separate to each other. Great energy movements with the drums, from that really high, you know, BPM stuff to breaking it down, working the toms, working the cymbals, and building it back up into a bit of a pace as well. Absolutely brilliant. The vocal tone in this one fits perfectly with the music. You know, it's got that pop punky, high rangey kind of sound to it and tone. Just slots in with this music perfectly. It's that skate punk sound that you want to hear. Great riffs on the guitar, a nice thickness to the distortion as well, which was thicker than you might expect for these, you know, some of these bands can be quite jangly with the guitar tone, but it had a nice thickness to it, which gave it a heaviness as well, which I personally enjoyed. It might be too heavy for some punkers, but I enjoyed it. It sounded great, had a nice thick sound to the mix. And you could hear the bass the whole time, and the bass did its own thing separately to the guitars and had runs and everything else. That is 10 out of 10. I can't think of anything else that you know, you could say that you want to see in this kind of music that wasn't there. And a nice high quality video to go with it as well, which is cool. Although I did think it was out of sync a few times with the vocal there, but that didn't matter. It looked cool. Man, absolutely 10 out of 10, guys. As I say, and I'm not even joking, that's as good as any pop punk track I've ever heard and is probably out there. If that came out in the early 2000s, you'd be up there with Blink 182 and all the rest of them, because that is superb. 10 out of 10. Brilliant. Absolutely great. Right, before we move on, we're going to have a quick word from our sponsors. Here we go.
There she goes again. Once that chicken starts laying eggs, there's just no stopping her. Chickens is the name of this real exciting. It's time she lays
All right.
It's time she lays an egg.
Try to catch it in your car.
Talk about scrambled eggs. Be the first to get 4 eggs.
We are going to have to look for better sponsors. This next band on the channel, we've had a band in the past called Super Monster Party. And they're a great band, real high energy band again, but more kind of heavy metal based and based all around video games and kind of old school retro console-y stuff. Very, very cool. We love checking them out on our channel. But Ray, who's the singer in that band, is also the singer in this band, which is a new band to the channel called Coffin Caddies. And they've got a track for us called Afraid of the Dark. So we're going to check this one out. And again, it's some they call themselves horror pop punk. So we'll see what it's all about.
And he's afraid of the dark.
Well, everyone knows that there's nothing in the dark that can hurt you. Most of the time.
This music just got great energy. You get straight into the bottom. Nice energy in this one.
Afraid of the dark. Hold
obviously a lot more going on in this one in terms of layers of sound. We've got all those synthy sounds in there, which sounds cool. There is a bit of a metally edge to this one as well. Yeah. Cool.
Deep into that darkness peering, while I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. Are you afraid? Are you afraid? Afraid of the dark? Oh, the darkness, one day you will know. Are you afraid? Are you afraid of the dark? Oh, child of darkness, one day you will know.
Quite a few layers of vocal in that bit there. Very
I am
cool.
not afraid of the dark. Not afraid of the dark, dark.
You definitely got that horror element coming through in the music, obviously, as well as the vocals.
Bravo! Bravissimo! Oh, be still my heart. It was everything I had hoped for. I hope you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, be sure to follow the Coffin Caddies, for there is much more in store for you. And I might have some more things in store for you as well, featuring the Coffin Caddies. What could it be? Well, stay tuned, true believers, and find out. Huh. After that, I need a bit of a snack. Oh, don't worry. He was vegan. We may be freaks, but we are not alone.
Very cool. So it looks like these guys are quite a theatrical band as well. Maybe we'll see that in one of their videos if it's not a lyric video. But man, this is some great music, great energy in this music. And I like the way that these guys were pop punky, but they had other stuff layered on top of that, that horror vibe to it. They had the synthy stuff in there, which gave a thickness, more of a thickness to the music. They had the solo and stuff in there, and some more of a metal edge to it. So it wasn't, you know, straight up pop punk. It had other flavors and elements added on top of it, and it looks like, you know, they got all the theatrics going on with it as well. So these guys are more of a concept band, and you know, kind of got a purpose behind the music there and the band. Very, very cool. I was looking forward to checking these guys out when they came through with the submissions, because I thought, yeah, we haven't had this stuff on the channel for ages, and there was a while where we were checking out quite a few punk bands. I used to do a punk video every Sunday, but we haven't got quite as many punk bands in the queue, and definitely not these high quality, doing it great punk bands. We've got some real raw and dirty stuff in there. So yeah, I was really looking forward to checking these bands out, and I've really enjoyed checking them bands out. And I'd say that Win by 2 track, in terms of actual pop punk, I would still say, I've been thinking about it since. I thought, is that too much of a thing to say? But no, I still agree with it. That track was superb. For pop punk, you know, for pop punk music. It's normally pop punk music when you've heard the first verse and the first chorus, you've generally heard the whole song, because everything from that point on is repetition, and it's just another verse and another chorus, but just with different lyrics or something. But those guys moved from new section to new section, and each section had a different energy, a different vibe, different stuff going on the drums, and that adds adds all the dynamics to the track. They did all the things that add dynamics to a track and take the listener on a journey, but also move them through those sections so that they feel smooth. They flow from one section to the next. And to do that with the amount of sections that they had in that track, without going back and repeating yourself, superb. Absolutely great. As I say, if that had come out in the early 2000s, I can't see how, if that had got to the right ears, I cannot see how those guys wouldn't have blown up with that track, because it's an absolute hit. Amazing. So hope you've enjoyed that today, guys. We're gonna have some cool bands over the weekend as well. Maybe watch out for a cool beatdown video that I've got in the works. So we'll see if we get that one out. See you around, guys. Bye.